Hey there, handsomeness, and the chickie babes. Welcome to another hangout session with Anya. What's the date today? In New Zealand, the date is Monday, the 17th of April already. Yes, so I know I've said this a lot, but you're basically listening to the future. Now, what seems to be coming up a lot these days is just people just being unnecessarily negative or unnecessarily nasty. It's like, really? Like you could just inject some positivity or just walk away. Like, why waste time and energy investing in this emotion that doesn't actually make you feel good? It brings out all of this suckiness inside you and then spreads it around to other people. So it's kind of like, I don't know, make the choice to invest in trying to make the situation better, or leave it, or just don't engage in it at all. Go and find a situation that's actually worthy of your time and energy. It's like, life is so short already. Why would we want to waste time doing things that aren't going to benefit anyone else or yourself, and you're like losing time that you never get back? Like, any time wasted is time in this lifetime that you'll never get back. So I don't know, it's like, maybe make the choice based on that. Sometimes it's hard to see that in the heat of an argument or in the heat of a situation, but when you do get clear enough to see that kind of stuff, it does feel good, especially when you walk away and you get out of that situation and you're like, okay, sometimes it's not as bad as it seems when you're like right in the thick of it. Or maybe it is, but it's nice to be away from it. Like, that kind of intensity isn't always good, especially when it's not headed anywhere productive or positive or even loving or whatever. Like, I just think consciously choose to believe that your time and energy is worth more than that, and go and find people and situations that bring the best out of you, or things that excite you. Like, that stuff is way better for you, and you're just putting out so much more into the universe. I believe in that kind of stuff. I know some people don't, but I do. So always choose the love, choose the joy, choose the excitement if you can, if you're aware enough to know that you can. Like, for example, the roleplay I did on Wednesday, that was trippy. It wasn't even supposed to be about that. It was the idea I'd written was to make it a sequel to the Nightmare audio. No, a sequel to the Scars audio, but it didn't turn out that way. So, and it had a lot to do with things I'd been consuming at the time, like videos and talks and things I'd read, and the things that you guys have been sharing, and just things that have been happening in my real life, conversations I've been having with people, realizations I've been having with things, and it just all culminated into that audio. Like, not all of it, but a lot of it contributed to the way that audio ended up. And when I do things, like, because that audio was quite ad-libbed, like, it was a series of ad-libs. I'm experimenting with just turning the mic on and closing my eyes, seeing a picture in my head, and seeing what comes out. And it's been really awesome exploring the creativity that way. Normally I'm a close my eyes, write what I see, and then speak it. So it's a cool juxtaposition between the two. And it was just, but the big the big clincher in that particular audio was the segue into the explosion. I don't know if any of you guys watched the video clip. I'm going to link it in the description again in case you haven't, but there was an actual story of a woman who took her life and her daughter's life because of a culmination of events that made her lose hope in living, really. And that, like, and it was a bullying story, and like my very first reaction was, oh my god, like, you know, you just want to beat the bullies up, because how can you do that? And then you want to beat the parents up because it's like, well, excuse the cough. It's like, why do you not see that your kid is contributing to the misery of another kid who's disabled, who isn't as abled as yours? Why don't you do something? How can you not see that you need to do something? And then they speak, and then you see why. But then I was like so, and that was like my first reaction to watching that video clip. It's like, oh my, it's anger. Like, obviously it was anger. It was like, look at what you did. But then, like, I watched it again, gave it some time, and started approaching it from different perspectives of, okay, so what would I need to be like in order to be that bully, to be as hateful as those bullies? What would I need to be like to be that parent who lets her son do that or her kids do that and not see a problem with that? What would I have to be like to be the priest who didn't really help her? Or what would I have to be like to be the cop who was trying desperately to help but was getting shot down by his superior? And then finally I was just like, what would I have to be like in order to be the mother who lost faith and hope and love in the world so much that she thought it was better to take the lives of herself and her daughter? And that just really killed me, because that was, I was just like, oh. And that kind of stuff that's actually based on a true story. And then I started thinking, okay, well then how can I make an audio that might actually help, even just a little bit, even just to see another perspective instead of anger, something that might be able to help someone see something differently. And so I put myself into the situation and thought, well, actually what stuck out to me was that she was alone. She was doing it alone and trying to handle everything alone, and it just gradually beat her down until she had nothing left. And so I made the audio about really connecting on a human level and reaching out to people that you see can benefit from just that support, like just that human touch, that smile, that thing that you don't know that they might need the most. And human contact is one of the most important things that I think people need. And so that's why I took the audio in the way that I took it. And hopefully it was helpful, even if it was just to open your eyes to other perspectives, because that's basically all I really want to do. So in the vein of that, I have two questions for you. First one's just a rhetorical one. Is there anyone in your reality right now that you feel like could use a smile or just an injection of positive energy? Like, have a think about it. And second question, how would you normally show someone you care about that you care about them? Or how would you cheer them up? Like, what's your normal mode of just giving? Like, what's your natural go-to? What would you normally do? It would just be really cool to see what other people do and smile at what other people do. Now, along that vein as well, you should tell me some good things, funny stories, especially because it'd be good to hear them. And if you have the ability to, do a video response telling the story. You don't have to show your face. I just think it would be awesome to hear as well as read some, because I don't know, there's just something about hearing someone's voice inject a certain kind of energy into any kind of story. And it would be awesome because then we'd have both video responses and written responses, and if any of us ever need a laugh or just need to smile, we all know that there are these stories in this thread, and we can just come back to this thread anytime we want and have a laugh or have a smile and always keep adding to it. Sometimes I wish there was more I could do for you guys, especially when you're in pain, but I can't. There's only one of me and a limited time frame. And while I'd never turn anyone away if they need to share, and this happens sometimes too, cop cars going past, if they need to share, please realize that I can only go so far with you. I'm just a caring voice on the other side of the screen. The best way I try to help you all is by making the content I do. I shape it my particular way to incite energy, to show you perspectives you maybe didn't see before, to open your eyes to the fact that there's always another way of experiencing a situation, and that your mind can create what you will to be, and your emotions give it power. For example, if I told you to close your eyes, take a deep breath, and picture a field. The grass is as long as your thigh, and the sun shining on your face as you pass the scarecrow on your left. And it's not really doing its job because there are a bunch of crows that have gone and made it their home. Now, you walk up the cobblestone path to the door of your cottage. Damn, that thing needs some repairs. And all of a sudden, you smell the sweet, sweet smell of freshly baked bread wafting in from the kitchen. Now, tell me you didn't just picture all of that in your mind, right down to the feeling of smelling the bread, or maybe even actually smelling the bread. Point being, you have all the power. Look at how you're able to lose yourselves in my audios. Much as I'd love to take the credit for being a wizard, that's all you guys. My voice and stories just trigger things inside you. That's all I can ever be for you. A reminder, a trigger, an injection of energy. So if there was anything I'd ask of you today, it would be to be kind to yourself. Relax the judgment. Find something to wholeheartedly love about you. And if you can, do that every day. Because guaranteed, there is no one like you in the world. You are uniquely special. And your presence matters. Truly. Remember that. Okay, now before I end, a few notices. Meta Hunter Chapter 2 comes out on Monday. I'm also dropping my website at the same time. I'm pretty excited. You should check it out after you've watched that episode. And two things concerning you guys. One, if you have suggestions for audios, chuck them in the comments, and if there's a demand for that type of audio, there's more of a chance that I'll do it. Like, if there's only one of you guys that are asking for it, less of a chance that I'll pick it up unless it sparks something in me. So I know you could get a group together and just let me know that there is a bunch of you that want a particular audio done. It's just otherwise it takes a lot of time and effort to do these things. So the more people that want it, the more likely it'll get done. And two, please protect yourselves online. When you share things, remember to keep it free of personal details and other information that might identify you, because the last thing I want is for any of you guys, or for anything to happen to you guys. I mean, I always have to try to be mindful of that too. So, I will never stop you guys from sharing the things you want to share. Just be careful of the way you say it. Like, the cool thing about the comment function is you can edit the stuff you say before you post it. So maybe make it a habit to write it, read it, and then post it. So like, write it, read it, edit, then post. Just keep yourself safe. Now, with that, I'm now gonna link some vids in the description below, and they're audios that caught my attention this week. There was Mama NightBlossom's audio for sexual abuse survivors, and a collaboration between Morrigan Audio and AussieBenASMR, who were role-playing as a couple with amnesia. Now, if you haven't liked or subbed to me yet, why? You listened this far already, so you might as well. Now, have a great week, and I hope the Easter holidays turned out the way you wanted. As always, much gratitude and panda bear hugs to you all. Anya.